Hello and good afternoon, everyone. This is a video assignment for GFMA 3063 Cross Cultural Management Class Group C, and we are presenting for Dr. Rial Firdaus. We are here to talk about Introduction to Culture and International Business, Factors Influencing Work Adjustment of Expatriates in Malaysia. My name is Laura Husnariani, matric number 258302.
Hello, my name is Raisa and my matric number is 260536.
Hello, my name is Setiawan Alexander and my matric number is 702033.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Abid Lee. My matric number is 260519.
Hello, my name is Divya Shalini anak perempuan Sivanandan and my matrix number is 265012.
Halo, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera. My name is Afan Gifari Ikhwan and my matric number is 237404.
Hello everyone, my name is Hai Si Yun. Matric number is 252545.
My name is Jo Yang Jiwen and my matric number is 249762.
Hello everyone, my name is Rita Karidasan and matric number is 259.
The globalization allows businesses to expand internationally because that is the way they will survive and the way that they will grow bigger. So that is why businesses relies on expatriates a lot. However, expatriates are extremely expensive. They cost around $1 million just to send them, and it doesn't always mean that the expatriate itself will succeed in the host country. There are a lot of instances where American expatriates, they decided that they want to come back earlier to America and not fulfill their task, and that alone will cost the business $250,000. So it is really important for businesses to know and to choose the right expatriates, to find the factors that will determine which expatriates will be suitable for this job. So that's why the purpose of this presentation is to identify the challenges that expatriates, especially in Malaysia, are facing, and then the factors that influence the ability of the expatriate itself to adapt to the new work environment, and also what kind of psychological experience do expatriates go through when they are relocated from their home and they are introduced to a whole new culture that might be the opposite of their culture in the home country. So that's it, and let's go into the details. My friend will present the rest.
So for our assignment today, I would like to talk about the background. So as we are living in a society which is surrounded by all different cultures around the world, culture is a pattern of thinking, feeling, and acting. Not only activities supposed to refine the mind are included, but also the ordinary and routine things in life. According to a report by Sala 2005, Malaysian culture was once high context, cultivist community as moderately changed into more low context and individualist. Even the work environment where it was policies and procedure have once go ask your boss to do practice gone and made to be more explicit and to check with organizational procedure and rationality is prepared or emotionality. Countries with high PDI perceive that it is important to keep oneself disinterested and pure. Moderation or following the middle ground, having few desires and not having aspiration beyond their rank. In contrast, countries scoring low PDI values adaptability, flexibility, and carefulness. The different PDI among countries also result in different way society perceives the relationship that happens in many institutions such as family, school, healthcare, workforce, and state. In high PDI countries, a huge gap or inequality is expected between different ages and status. Those with the lower hand should be defended and show high obedience and respect towards with the upper hand with a high concept of superiority and strict hierarchy. There are three main roots that caused a significant difference between low PDI and high PDI society. The first one is latitude, where society difficult to access natural resources tend to form themselves as low PDI because they compete against nature to survive. The second is population, with the country that has a third and lost factor as national wealth. The increase of population wealth in a society which increase the growing middle class will lower PDI rate. A population in living environment has difficult access to political power and is hard to control. Hofstede declared that Malaysia PDI mean power distance index is 104, which is equal to 104, and it is quite high and maybe one of the highest PDI around the world. There are many other factors such as masculinity and femininity, and there is also uncertainty avoidance, there's also collectivist cultures, there are also individualism and collectivism, and so on. So this for me. Thank you so much. See you next time.
I'm going to present literature review, and I'll start with the word cross-culture in international business. So it's written by Charles Mitchell in the book A Short Course in International Business Culture from Google Scholar. Culture affects the most basic forms of personal and business interaction, from decision-making to management styles. National culture in turn determines corporate culture, affecting a firm's internal structure, its marketing behavior, and its view of foreign or international business partners and contracts. As stated in International and Cross-Cultural Business Research by Jean-Claude Youssenior, Hester Van Herk, Julie Ann Lee, culture is an important contextual variable that has long been interest in international business research. Cross-cultural business research is required to develop effective solutions that work across countries and respect what is culturally unique within countries. As stated in the blog by Katie Reynolds on how cultural differences impact international business in 2017, multinational and cross-cultural teams are likewise becoming ever more common, meaning businesses can benefit from an increasingly diverse knowledge base and new insightful approaches to business problems. Next, cultural dimensions. As stated in business2u.com webpage, cultures around the world are getting more and more interconnected, and the business world is becoming increasingly global. For managers, this means that they should be able to work with a large variety of people from different countries and cultural backgrounds, but most only focus on their own culture and fail to see how it affects their patterns of thinking or their behavior. So a number of attempts have been made to combine these cultural differences across borders. However, the most used and best known framework for cultural differences is Gerd Hofstede's Cultural Dimensions. Written in courses.lumenlearning.com, when considering going into international business, managers need to realize that conditions they take for granted may be different in other countries. So, understanding cultural differences is particularly important for managers because managers must understand their employees to motivate and lead them. Lastly, as written in Dimensions and Dynamics of National Culture, synthesizing Hofstede's with Engelhardt Weiss, Stuart Bugel's and Chris Walczak's journal, Hofstede was the first quantity cultural orientations held by people in more than 60 countries. Engelhardt, 1971, 1990, and 1997, was the first to document a massive generational shift in cultural orientations among the public of affluent Western democracies, from a priority on existential security towards a priority on expressive freedom. Thank you.
I'm going to present about the literature review, which is cultural diversity and communication. First of all, cultural diversity may inspire team leaders to reconsider their normal working habits and priorities indirectly, to us with fewer assumptions about the correct way of solving a problem, and to foster linguistic clarifications. It seems that the existence of cultural diversity and the awareness of culture difference have made team leaders more mindful of their own working patterns and seek opportunities for alternative strategies for solution. And the second one is communication. Barrier in communication and issue in cultural difference might occur in a team, but I believe that the conflict can be solved within the team members because they are professional and have high tolerance to overcome any weakness that come from their team in order to succeed together and work the company goals. That's it from me. Thank you very much.
Next, I will talk about method and methodology. The subject of this study of foreign nationals working in multinational companies and living in Malaysia for 5 months or more. First, I will talk about questionnaire survey. The content of the questionnaire survey needs to cover all aspects of life and work of expatriates in other countries related to personal adaptability, social and cultural adaptation, and family. The questionnaire can contain 3 or 4 large variables and 25 to 30 small variables, including as much as possible the reasons why the expatriates can adjust their work. Next, I will talk about sample. Consolidate the issues to be investigated into one document and look for local companies with expatriate employees to work with them. Seek these companies to help us send relevant documents to their expatriate employees' mailbox and collect their answers for analysis. And the last, I will talk about exercise method. The exercise method can be roughly divided into structured exercise, unstructured exercise, and collective exercise. This method is more flexible than the previous 2 methods, and it is more convenient for the investigator to understand some issues in depth and capture useful information.
My part for this project is conclusion. This study has indicated that U-Pen theory underlies the adjustment period of expats living in host country. This theory has been utilized as a hypothetical perspective of cross-cultural research, and most people who move between culture work experience a time of adjustment as they establish themselves in their new environment. Examination shows that a great many people who travel outside their home culture experience culture adjustment in comparative manners, which, when charted, have come to be known as the U-curve of culture adaptation. It is known as U-curve since individual, for the most part, starts at a high point. At that point, experience a decrease or discouragement. Before a leveling off period, at that point experience a basic recuperation stage and end up pretty much adjusted where they are started. And next is recommendation. The study, which concluded that expatriates interaction and work adjustment have a significant impact on job performance, organizations should take steps to ensure that their expatriates can easily adjust and perform their job function effectively. The length of stay in the host country can facilitate interactional adjustment of expatriates because staying longer in the host country can allow them to become familiar with the language, culture, and norms of the host country, and this adjustment thereby helps them in the performance of their job. That's all from me. Thank you.